But ladies and gentlemen, my name is Koryzma. I stream on Twitch. I say arguably questionable things. But here's a fun fact about me. Fun fact about me is that... Well, fuck, it was right there. I tried to do a front flip off somebody's shoulders one time, and I immediately fell onto the ground and sprained my pelvis. This is a true story. And it's a fun fact about me. It's the only time I've ever sprained my pelvis. Now, this is a podcast-style talk show where we invite new guests each and every month to give their takes on the common people's stories and struggles. The chat has a chance to get their take in as well. Let us know what you think, and we will get to your take on the show if we can. Later in the show, we will play a game with our guest, so stick around and enjoy Takes with Koryzma. But now, our guest, ladies and gentlemen. Our guest, ladies and gentlemen, we are honored to have a guest who claims to be the #1 ranked pillow princess. She stands on business and will move heaven and earth to make sure she gets the tea. Ladies and gentlemen, Catwangforce. How you doing, Cat?
Hi, I did not think you were gonna bring up the pillow princess.
Look, if there's something... if there's something you've always been bragging about, it's the fact that you're like #1 pillow princess NA, and I'm like, that's crazy. And I was like, how do you even have a competitive league for that? Is crazy.
It's hard to just sit there and do nothing sometimes.
Like, now, is it a lot of effort? You get it done. You work hard. Is it now? I got a question about the pillow princessing.
Okay.
So when they say turn over, is that like a ugh, or is that like okay, but I'm not? That's about as much effort as I'm getting.
If someone tells me turn over, I'm gonna look at them and be like, "Do you want to continue or do you want to get up and go?"
Do you want to?
Because what's the tea? What do you mean turn over? Get to work.
Cool. Turn over. You're like a
Wiggles. I'm sorry, I just saw what Wiggles said.
That's you're good. But I always, I love it. It's one of my favorite things about you. You've always been consistent, stood on business.
100%. Gotta stand on business, bro.
Gotta stand on business. Now, Kat, because I when I read this quote moments ago, just like you did, I want to know what the fuck does that mean? Another girl's trauma is another girl's treasure. What on earth could that mean?
I saw that quote and I thought about it, and I just can't understand why Sarah would say something like that. Because one girl's trauma is everyone else's trauma.
Like,
to
that's
be honest,
crazy, right?
Like if my friend has trauma, she's dumping it to me, so it's my trauma now. What?
That's why I was like. When she said that, I was like, huh? Like, that just doesn't even make sense to me. Like,
it didn't. I'm going to have to message her and see what's up.
We're going to have to find out, like, and just to be like, what did you mean by that? Like,
exactly. There is no treasure. If you're bringing trauma into a woman's life, you don't deserve to be treasure for anybody.
No, dude, like, that's crazy. Like, your car should get keyed.
100%. I need to slash her tires.
Well, you gotta do, and here's the trick though: is you can't do them all. You gotta do like
it has to be 3.
It has to be, yeah. You know the trick.
It has to be 3 because it's not covered.
You know the shit.
If you see me on the streets lashing tires, don't mind your business.
Mind your business. But you gotta be smart about it too. You gotta do the side that like they're not gonna see when you're coming out of the driveway.
Oh yeah. I'll get under there.
Oh,
what the fuck?
Get under.
I'll do it.
What are you jacking up the car? You don't have to get under the car to slash the tire.
I don't know. I'll figure something out. Something crazy. You just amp it up,
Yeah, true. You know what? Let's flip it. Let's flip the car.
Flip it, key it, slash it.
That's right. It's
dump
like
a bunch of shit on it. Take a shit on the car.
It's like the toxic. It's like the toxic bop it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. New business idea. Write this down, everybody.
Toxic bop it. Exactly. And it just... It'll be great. Tell you how to get revenge on your ex, or, tell that customer who's boss. because there's exactly. But Kat, tell everyone a bit about yourself.
Well, my name is Kat. Well, everybody calls me Kat because of my username. I like to play a lot of SPS games and curse out men online and children. And I get harassed on the daily because of my name on Valorant, Pillow Princess. So that's fun for me.
See, the consistency. That's what I'm saying. The consistency and #1 NA ranked Pillow Princess. Yeah,
it happened today, man. I don't know what to tell you.
That's right. I always like that shit. Always makes me laugh. Like because you always say like the kids. I imagine when I think of like when you said like the kids are giving you a hard time, it's like those squeakers. You know what I mean? Like those
100%. Like you can tell they're like 12 years old.
Yeah, exactly. Because like they're like not in high school yet, and they're just like, do whatever I need you to do.
Like, what do you mean you're calling me good girl?
Yeah, like
go home, go hug your mom. What do you mean you want me to give me that white juice? Where did you hear that? I'm concerned.
How do you know?
How do you know? What's going on?
Ain't no way the sex ed teacher's calling it the white juice.
What I'm saying. Where is he learning this?
You know, and that's why I think the internet has ruined society
100%.
In like not even the best way possible, in the worst way possible.
In the worst way possible.
Yeah. It's bad, and but it was good in the days when it was like unfiltered, like when we were kids. Because like that shit was just funny, but now everyone's like such a goose egg, and they fucking just trying to be all that in a bag of pickles, and
they're so rude.
They're so rude.
They think they can talk to anyone in any way. Like, you should not be calling me a good girl or mommy or telling me you're gonna give me the white juice or telling me to listen to you. Don't, please. I'm 31 years old. Why are you talking to me like this? You're crazy. What the heck?
It's fascinating. It's so interesting to see. I mean, don't get me wrong. We've always had shit talk. It's always been a thing. It's always been around. But it's never. I feel like it's just different now. It's just it ain't hitting the same.
It's terrible now. It's really embarrassing. And there's nothing you can do. Like, I can't. There's nothing I can do except for telling them to stop talking to me. And even then, like, it's done. What's done is done. It is what it is. All I can do is curse them out. See, I don't know.
And that's the thing is, but like, they're so like willing to go for the bit, you know?
Yeah, and then they want me to feel bad about shit.
Yeah.
I was telling Lisa and the Pookies the other day, I think it was like 2 nights ago, this guy's like messaging me on Valorant talking about, are you a girl? First of all, don't piss me off. And then I'm like, yeah, why? And they're like, oh, that's why you're so clueless. And I go, well, as clueless as your hairline is. He's like, I'm going to kill myself. Do I feel bad? No. Let me watch. What do you mean? What is that supposed to make me feel? You came at me first. Don't try me. What?
It's crazy. You know what's really funny? I was thinking about, you know, because we've known each other for what, like 3-ish years, 4-ish years now, something like that, 3.5.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think I've ever said KMS more in my life than after I met you. And I was like, fuck, she really just put that in my brain. And
just an influence.
And it's like not even like crazy things in life. It's like the most minor inconvenience. And I'm like, I'm gonna do it. Today's the day.
I just influenced everyone. I take on the slang and I put it in everyone's brains. Okay, brain rot, 100%.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, like, it's brain rot to a core. But I mean, half the time, like, it's funny as hell. You know, it's funny as hell. So it's hard not to.
It's so funny because I would never describe myself as funny. And I go out of my way to tell my friends, if you're ever talking about me to someone, don't ever tell them that I'm funny. Like, ever in your life. But lately, I get a lot of people that tell me that I'm funny. And I'm like, please stop. Don't do this to me. That's the last thing that I am. Don't do it.
Like, okay, Pookie. You know, like, Pookie, shit's funny.
There's too much expectation. Like, if you tell someone that I'm funny, they expect me to be funny. And then I'm like, oh, I don't know, Pookie. I'll just go kill myself and see if you laugh. I don't know.
Exactly. And now, we don't even get the please anymore.
That was the OG. Sometimes.
The OG phrase, probably one of my favorite things when we first met. It comes
out sometimes. It really does. Sometimes I'll be like, please. Like, don't do
Like
this.
sometimes I feel like your path to, like, if you were like going to be a TikTok star, it would literally just be you telling stories using your terminology.
Exactly.
And it would just be, but it'd be funny because don't get me wrong, I've seen some people go on these rants. The other day I just seen somebody being like, water's useless, and I was like, what? And then it immediately cut to a guy pulling out all the AV cords to shut the guy up, because I was like, that's the stupidest take I've ever heard in my life.
Right.
So
what?
Now, I have a quick question though. If you were gonna hit somebody with your car, how fast would you do it? Now, we're gonna say in this case, it is just someone you know, but you're upset with them.
Like, how fast would I go?
Yeah, like how fast would you go?
Well, in my head, hear me out. If I'm upset enough that I'm willing to hit them with my car, I'm gonna have to hit a good 40, 50. Ain't no fucking way. Like, if you get me to the point where I think you deserve to be hit by the car, then you're gonna get hit by a car. Like, it's not gonna be no little tap. Like, you're gonna fly off.
Now, are we backing up or just one pass?
No, I'm gonna back up. Fuck that shit. You gotta stand on business.
That's the Latina in you, right there.
Whoa! Allegations!
Because like I've seen Modern Family, all right. I've seen Sofia Vergara. I've seen the clips of like Buddy being like because it's always the Latinas that are like screaming at the guy. It's always the 6-foot guy that is getting reamed out, and he's just standing there and he's taking it because he loves them to death.
Look, man, I might be 4'11", but that's not gonna stop me from clocking somebody. Okay,
that's true.
One thing about me is I'm gonna yell and I'm gonna fucking clock it. Okay, what's the worst that could happen? What, you gonna fight me? Okay, I'll fight you back. Who cares?
Oh, that's awesome.
I'll just hit you with my car, you know.
Exactly. Let's see. Let's do perfect. Okay, Kat, I'm gonna. I shared my screen with you. We're gonna. So chat. As we're getting into Am I the Asshole? Our first story. Am I the asshole for wanting to orgasm? Ladies and gentlemen. Amen. Okay, you shouldn't be. Are you ready, Kat?
I'm so ready for this. I already have so much to say.
So I, 38 female, was raised in a religious house. I'm no longer religious, but because of this, sex was kind of a no-no situation, and that included masturbation. I admit I tried a few times as a teen, but nothing came out of it. No orgasm. I met my husband, 40, after leaving home, and we waited for marriage to have sex. When we did start having sex, my husband always told me he loved the way I orgasmed on him. I didn't feel much different, so I asked him about it, and he would say I would squeeze harder down there when it happened. I told him I didn't notice it much, and he told me that everyone hyped it up to me more than it actually was, and that fact I was, in fact, orgasming. I went to my OB recently for other issues, and he noticed some sensitivity I had down there. He started asking me about it affecting my sex life, and I explained what my husband told me and how I had not noticed much. He was quiet for a minute, then asked me questions about if I'd masturbated, and told him how I tried, but it never went anywhere for me. He left the room, and a female nurse came in to talk to me. She started explaining things about how nerves in the vagina and how female orgasms usually work. She even told me a few things to go home and try to see if I was able to. She suggested I give it a shot, and if it doesn't work, to report it to my OB so we can make sure all my nerves are functioning properly and there's no underlying issues we need to know about. I was hesitant, but later in the week, my husband had to work late, and I used that time to try some stuff out. It worked. I had my first real orgasm, and I admit I was so excited I did it a few more times just to be sure I wasn't making it up in my head. It was simple and easy, too. All I needed was a rub in the right spot, basically. Amen. Am I right?
That's what I'm saying.
I waited until the next time my husband asked for sex to show him, and he asked me where I learned this. I explained that my doctor visited and everything, and he got angry. He said I already orgasmed during sex, even though I don't feel it, and that I should be happy with that. I told him that it wasn't difficult to do this one extra thing during sex, and I didn't see it being a problem because we would both come together. He said that he didn't want to be bothered with it, and that if I was going to insist, we shouldn't have sex anymore. I agreed, and I told him we would not until he came to his senses and realizes it's not a difficult ask. He said, if we're not having sex anymore, we should just divorce so we can find someone else. I told him good luck, because with a dead sex life, failed 10-year marriage, and 2 kids baggage, he won't have a lot of options. Am I the asshole for any of this? Advice, please. And there is an update, so we can look at that later.
Okay.
So, Kat, first thoughts.
Being in a relationship for like what they said 10 years or whatever.
I think it said they were married for 10, maybe.
Being married for 10 years marriage, and never having an orgasm should get him jail time.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
A man mansplaining that you already orgasmed, cut his dick off. Insane. What do you mean?
It's kind of
like what?
Because I feel like how maybe she fucking sneezed during that moment. You know what I mean? Like maybe she coughed. Who knows? But like I feel like you would know, because the whole idea of it is like it's an insane inrush sensation.
Yeah, honestly, it just sounds like he didn't know what the fuck he was doing, which makes sense statistically. Most men don't.
And also, like, it looks like they waited till marriage, which is always, for me, that's a problem.
I think it's only a problem if you're not willing to like learn and be open about things.
Yeah, absolutely.
I feel like otherwise it can be a great journey to like learn things together, but it's just insane. I mean, the body is very complex, right?
Absolutely.
But I feel like usually when a woman is having an orgasm, wouldn't tense up. It would be the opposite. So I feel like him saying something about her getting like tight or whatever down there is like, whoa, like what the fuck is going on?
Yeah,
I would have ran. I would have left.
100. Like it seems weird. It seems like he was just trying to like get him. He was just going to go for it. He was just there for him. Mm-hmm. He's not there for
himself, not for her. Ladies, like Megan Thee Stallion says, I ain't lying about a nut just to make a man happy. Okay, clock it. If you ain't come, tell him.
Tell him, yeah.
Okay. If he's asking you, did I come? Just say I came to waste my time. I don't know what you're doing.
The other thing is, for the men that suck, the ladies gotta guide them. You know what I mean? Because like, let's be honest, if a man's gotta learn somehow, right?
I mean, look, man, as a certified pillow princess, I don't want to have to guide nobody through anything. I feel like me saying that I didn't, and the person expressing interest on like, oh, what can I do to make it better? That's fine.
That's
right?
what I mean.
But if I gotta lay down there and just be like, oh my god, a little bit to the right, more to the right, then I'm just gonna get up and go.
I
might as well just do it myself. You know, like I can move to the right. You know,
it's true. It's true. You could move to the right.
That man is a piece of shit. She's not the asshole. Girl, you deserve an orgasm. Life is too short to not be orgasming.
That's what I'm saying. That's like, I completely agree. I feel
you deserve to orgasm twice, girl. Get it together.
Yeah, like if she multiple times, probably, I'm imagining within the same kind of instance. So like from the story, yeah. But like,
ladies, ideally come before he comes and then after, okay? The fuck?
Dab me up, sister. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. Write this down, gentlemen. Write this down.
Write this down. Okay, get her off first. Then after you get her off again.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then you self-care or aftercare.
Self-care, aftercare. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, put it a little bit, you know.
Of course, I feel like cuddle post-coitus usually it shows that at least both people are happy.
Yes, ladies, if you are done with the business and he gets on his phone, cut his dick off. Cut his dick off, and then never talk to him again. That shit is crazy as fuck.
Yeah, I feel like. But what if it's like a FWB situation? This is out of curiosity.
What is that?
Like friends with benefits.
Oh,
Like you're there, you do the business. Like you're not there for like because you doing the thing of we don't want to get emotionally attached. We're just here for fun.
I think in that case, it's okay because a boundary has been set.
Right.
And I think it's good if both of them are doing that. Like
it's like the firm
have
handshake of
benefits,
agreements.
and you know we got going. We're like round 5, and then we're done, right? And he gets on his phone, then I get on my phone. Like that's fair, right?
Yeah.
But
right.
I feel like the second that one person is doing that, and then the other one isn't, that's when you're like, oh.
Yeah, and I feel like if you're in a committed relationship and there's no like aftercare, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah. But I don't think she's the asshole at all. I think she needs to be more of an asshole, if anything. I don't even know how to like double down on this. Like this is crazy. Do
you want to look at the update?
Yes. I hope he's divorced and has a receding hairline.
Okay, so hey everybody, sorry my update is so late. A lot has happened. It has changed my life. Trigger warning, God. Childhood SA. Oh boy.
Here we go.
I haven't looked at this update, so this is news to me. So I finally sat my husband down to talk, and he wasn't happy about it. He kept saying he didn't want to do it, touching/rubbing, nor did he want to witness me doing it to myself. I kept asking why there was a problem, and it finally, he exploded. He explained to him in detail what his now deceased grandmother used to do to him every time he spent the night with her. It was awful, wrong, and poor, and my poor husband hated it. He never explained that to me, that he never told this because his grandmother said she would blame him and say he assaulted her and have him sent to military school. He said because of her, he doesn't find doing those things sexy or fun. It's disgusting, that's crazy. After he told me, we were both silent for a while. He mentioned that I was the only one he had told before. I suggested therapy, and he surprisingly agreed. He said if all goes well, one day he will to be able to help me in the bedroom. We agreed no sex until he is comfortable enough to participate with me. Masturbation's allowed, but preferably in private. He starts therapy and seems more relaxed and happier. The life-changing part for me is the different perspective I have on the situation now. Initially, I thought he was being an awful husband, but now I know it's trauma-based. That's my update for now. If you guys are interested, I may update again on my profile once we get back in the bedroom. Goodbye.
Interesting.
Also, it's also a note that the husband is not only aware, but he's he's like, you should post this on Reddit. I told him about my original post and showed him and promised not to update if that's what he wanted. After his first therapy session, he said to go ahead and update it. So I wrote this and showed him as ahead of posting. And he has since been to therapy again.
What I'm hearing is that men need to speak up, okay? Because why did all of this have to happen for him to open up about something and to decide to go to therapy?
It's crazy, right? Like
go to therapy. Just even if you think you don't need therapy, go to therapy, bro.
That's the problem, though. It's like the men mentality thing, right? Like it's such an old school thing. Don't get me wrong, right? It's just one of those things, because if he's 40, he's definitely just has that shit burned in where you just keep that to yourself and you just keep moving forward. But like seeing this, like it's like I see where the guy's coming from, but being me, I would have probably said something, but I'm also not being molested by my grandmother. So thankfully, I don't have to worry about that.
Honestly, even knowing all of this, I still don't think she's the asshole. Clock me.
100%. No, I still agree. I still
don't think she's the asshole. I think he should have like known that he needed to take care of like himself, preferably before he even got married or had children, honestly. But this was crazy, and I'm sure that he has a receding hairline or is bald. I'm sure. 100%.
Now I gotta ask, what's worse, is the receding hairline or bald? Because I feel like now, because my personal opinion is the receding hairline, because I
personally think the receding hairline is worst, only because I feel like if you have a receding hairline, I feel like you're actively being punished, which means you're being a piece of shit consistently.
Right.
I suppose if you're bald, maybe you were a piece of shit at one point and you were bald, fine, you're punished. It's done. But a receding hairline is like you're still going, like you're still a piece of shit.
Some people, like my boss, lost all his hair by 20. That was just a genetic thing. He's like, fuck me, I guess, and so he's been bald since. But I get what I like the idea of the receding hairline being a karmatic system.
That's why I don't like bald men, okay? Bald men, I feel like they're bald because they were being punished for something. Like, you were a piece of shit to a woman, and I don't want any part of that. I really don't.
I mean,
So if you're bald, don't hit up my line. Stay away from me.
maybe that's why it's slightly crooked. I gotta figure out what I did. You know what I
No,
mean?
what I'm saying,
What I
you're
do
a piece of
wrong.
shit to a woman, your hairline is gonna pay. It's gonna pay the price. I'm telling you.
That's
I'm telling the men, bro.
all right, write that down, gents. So the first comment is grandma made him rub her. That's awful. I'm glad he's getting help.
Yeah, that is good that he's getting help, though. I'm glad
I hope he
he's
finds
open up
peace in
therapy.
himself. If I had known, I would have suggested therapy. Stay positive. He's trusting in you with this information. He trusts and believes you are right for him. Hope all goes well. It looks like it's very positive things. Like in terms of like the comments, right? She's still not the asshole, and a conversation.
She's still not the asshole, and I think people are just going easy on him because they feel bad about what he went through, which is understandable. Like, it's very sad, but we need to hold men accountable for shit, bro. Like,
just speak up. But yeah, like I actually had a buddy who recently started going to therapy, probably like a few months ago, and he, because of that, he, like, his boss, or not his boss, his therapist is like, here's the root of your problems. He now he works less now, like with the company that he's with, but he's tremendously better.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, I was really proud of him for taking that step. And so yeah, that's a win. That's a win. Are you ready for our next story, Kat?
I'm ready, because this is crazy.
I feel like you're
we
nervous.
Just started.
Okay, Kat.
How many men I got a clock today?
Am I the asshole for breaking up with my girlfriend because she refuses to cut off a guy friend after I did the same for her? Some years back, I had a new coworker join our office. She was cool and actually pretty nerdy. We started gaming together. My girlfriend expressed clear discomfort over this. It was a bit of a fight, but I eventually agreed to stop spending time with my new coworker outside of work. My girlfriend was very happy with this. Now, recently, my girlfriend met a new guy friend. He's a cousin of one of her current friends, and they've been spending a lot of time together. I expressed my discomfort with this, and nothing has changed. She insists that nothing is happening, much like how I did. Now, after talking to her one last time, I had enough of her spending time with this guy, and enough of her refusing to do anything despite me asking to. I broke up with her, and I reminded her of what she asked me all those years back. What are your thoughts, Kat?
God, this is crazy. Okay, look, this is wild because I'm petty, right? So, like, if I have a partner and they're, first of all, why are you gaming with this? You got a girlfriend. Why are you spending time with somebody outside of work? You got me fucked up. Okay,
What?
somebody's gonna die.
Somebody's gonna die.
But I think the relying issue, like the main issue, is that the way that men form friendship with women is very different than women form friendships with men. So I feel like for women, it's very easy to be friends with a man and set a boundary of like, hey, you know, I have a boyfriend, or like nothing's gonna happen between us. But when a man befriends someone after work, or like starts to hang out with another girl, they don't know how to do that. They don't know how to set boundaries. They don't know how to speak up, and they just sit there and they're like all giggly and shit. So like, why are you doing all of that?
But I think it depends on the guy, though.
It very much depends.
You know?
I'm gonna go off and say like 90% of men like that. Okay, like I'll give you guys the 10%. Okay, I'm being generous.
Which is fair, right? Like, I feel like you know, I feel like the one thing, the issue I have, not the issue, but the reason why I'm leaning towards that he's not the asshole is because she said, hey, this makes me uncomfortable, and he said, you know what, you're right, I'm sorry, and then he cut it off. And then
yeah,
so for her to like, so when it was like when it flipped, it was like she was just like, nah, it's fine. And like, and I think a lot of times guys know when guys are just flirting with them. When girls, like, don't get me wrong, it goes both ways for sure. Like we've seen it all happen. And but like, I always feel like if, like, I don't know if I mean, it didn't say if they were spending one-on-one time together though. So if they were, then I'd be a little like more concerned. I
think the question in front of me, right? Am I the asshole for breaking up with her? No, you're not. I don't think you're the asshole for breaking up with her, right?
Yeah, because
he did say it took a little bit of fighting and convincing, but eventually I agreed. I don't like that at all.
Right.
Okay.
Which
like, maybe she was being petty about it. Maybe she just remembered that it took so much for her to like convince him to like stop talking to this coworker that she wanted to like do the same. But at the end of the day, no, I don't think he's the asshole for breaking up. I think that's valid. Like,
for sure.
Fine.
Yeah, like you're right though, because like the hard part is we only have, it's such a small story and we only have one kind of section of it, where you're right though, it could have been like a thing that there was going on for weeks, that she was badgering like, and just like voicing her concerns. Or it could have been the other thing where like she was just like, hey, you've been spending a lot of time with we'll call her like Nina. You've been spending a lot of time with Nina lately, and I would prefer, it makes me uncomfortable. And then, you know, it could have been like, oh, you know what, you're right. Like, it could have been like one of those things, because clearly, like you said, it was a bit of a fight. So he's probably like pushing it off. So I would imagine at least a few times she had brought this up.
Exactly. Which is what I don't like. But again, like, the question is, if he's the asshole, he's not the asshole. It's fine. You know?
Yeah, like, you know, they set like there was a boundary. And then, so like, you know, she was uncomfortable. He fixed it. And then, if it was the other way, the girl wasn't as interested. And, you know, I think it was like the granddad gamer in chat says, it sounds like a big trust issue. And it totally could be, right? Because I feel like, you know, like for me, like my girlfriend has got friends that are guys and I trust her. You know, it's all about trust. And it's just one of those things that, without it, it's just the foundation of the relationship is gonna be stressful, right? Like you're just gonna be always like if I didn't trust her and like she was like talking to somebody, all of a sudden I'd be like, she's doing something, man. And it's like, there's no point. Like, what do you mean, right?
Yeah, I also think that a lot of men, I feel like not most men, but I read something sometime, like probably like years ago, where somebody was like that. Men only worry about losing their girl if they know that they're not treating them right.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, I just feel like a man that's like very confident and very sure of himself and what he has to offer doesn't worry about other men like taking their girl or whatever, because like your girl probably wouldn't give another man like the chance to be like, oh,
the time
like,
of day.
I tell men in Valorant all the time, I'm like, you think you have a chance? Like, are you fucking stupid?
You're crazy.
Hello?
And like, you know, like I feel like I'm confident. I don't like, it sounds cocky, but I'm confident that she would she would blow them off, right? And as I would the other way, you know, like
you can't bag a baddie and then be mad that everyone wants the baddie.
That's
what
I'm saying.
Like, come
right?
on now.
That's the hard part, you know. When you get the baddie, it's like it's one of those things. You're like, here we go. You know, it's gonna be
here we go. But at the end of the day, she's with you, so you know,
exactly.
Clock it.
Exactly. So I feel like, yeah, like I think that's an excellent point. Is if you treat them like, if you know, both perspectives, of course. Like if you both are on like the same level, same like right there, and you guys are just like, yeah, like this is us, and you'll never have to worry a day in your life.
Exactly.
You know, the only thing you got to worry about is just she's fed. She's napping. What does she need? You know, that's the only thing you're worried about is has she drank in water?
And
you know,
making her orgasm. Okay, please.
So, just make her at least twice or as many times as she wants. Okay. But yeah, no, that's clock it.
I hate agreeing that a man is not the asshole, but I guess
it was that's why I found this story fascinating, because I was curious to see like where your spin would be.
Interesting, because like he's not the asshole for that, but I think he's the asshole for something else.
100%, right? Like he for the topic of discussion, for sure. Mm-hmm. He probably did something like there's something, I don't know if there's something behind the scenes there. So
yeah, exactly.
But our next story, Kat. Oh, actually, so I'll just look at the comment. You didn't break up over a guy friend. You broke up because she didn't respect you the way you respected her. It's a valid reason. Okay, it's just basically the stuff we already talked about.
Yeah.
So the next one is, am I the asshole for parentheses cheating on my husband?
Am I gonna excuse cheating?
That's great. I don't even know what the cheating is though. Let's find out. So over 6 months ago, my 36-year-old husband, or Okay, this is done poorly. So I guess she's 36, he's 37.
Yeah.
Asked for an open relationship after 14 years together. That's a red flag.
Okay.
I didn't like that, and it turned out he had already started an affair with his coworker. Okay, that's crazy. I tried to at least set some boundaries around what this open relationship would look like. But he violated everyone. He then decided we would have a don't ask, don't tell open relationship 2 months ago. He told me he wanted to divorce me for this other woman. We're still cohabitating, and for the time being, I have yet to file for divorce for practical reasons. Though I have fully accepted this is happening. We had been doing amicably until last week. Shortly after my husband told me he wanted a divorce, I met someone unexpectedly. It's progressed into something romantic only within the past couple of weeks, and nothing physical has happened yet, nor anytime soon. I assume my husband suspected something, but since we're separated and he was with someone else, I wasn't about to bring it up. I was on the phone with this person behind a locked door in my bedroom when my husband barged in to ask about dinner. It was early afternoon, and he'd already had dinner plans with our daughter. He must have been standing outside the door because he overheard some of the parentheses admittedly spicy conversation on the phone. He was furious with me and has mostly been giving me the silent treatment since. He was upset that I was having such a conversation while he and our daughter were in our house, though he does the same when it's with his girlfriend, that I had moved on, quote unquote, so fast, etc. I was really shocked by this. Not only did I think he already at least suspected, which I'm fine with, but he doesn't want me anymore, so why was he upset that someone else does? He is behaving as if and seems to believe on some level that I'm cheating on him. I've never seen him so upset, and I feel very bad. Have I done something wrong? Is he right to be upset? That's a crazy ask. Like, because I feel like she already knows. I feel like
the asshole? No.
Like I was gonna say,
she's not the asshole.
That was so fascinating. For me, I always feel like if you're in a committed relationship, and especially after 14 years, and they're like, we should open up, that's crazy. Because for me, that means there's something's already happened, or you have something you're trying to already get to. There's already a goal in mind. So for me, I'm not the biggest fan of that. For me, it's like saying, like, I look at this as like someone saying I have a work wife or a work husband. It's like, that's for me, that would kill me, because I hate work husbands and wives, because that's too close. Yep. But like, for him to get upset, I think is ridiculous.
It doesn't surprise me at all. I think I don't have anything against open relationships. I do agree that after like you've been with someone for so long and you randomly decide that you want to have an open relationship, either you already cheated or you have someone with, right?
Yeah.
But to each their own at that point. Like, if you decide you want to do it, whatever. Obviously, this person did not want to do it, and it's like open relationships, 9 times out of 10 is always the men that has like one side girl or something, and then they get mad when the girl or their wife or whoever like backs another man. They're always mad about it. They're always upset about it. Like, I don't know why they feel entitled to like have multiple partners, and then whenever their wife does it, it's a problem.
Yeah,
I just don't understand.
It's super, like, I don't know if this is like an ego thing for him, or like he's like trying to have like the one up over on her. But I don't understand.
And also, when you're about to divorce your wife and then bargaining in the fucking room and saying what's for dinner,
that's crazy.
Again,
like it's like, buddy, that's like that. It's like, bro, that's not your wife anymore, dude. That's your roommate. Like, okay, why she shouldn't have to worry about dinner every night. Okay,
that's crazy, and that tells me so much about like what the relationship,
the dynamic was. Yeah, for sure. And it's fascinating. And then, but like, you know, it's so obviously he was already having the affair.
Yeah.
So like he just wanted to, like, you know, he was probably trying to use it as like a scapegoat to be like,
yeah,
you know,
and he didn't think that she was gonna find someone else.
Yeah. So clearly Like at that point, like my dad has always told me, if you're gonna sleep, like if you're not like in an open relationship or anything like that, if you're gonna sleep with somebody else while in a relationship, don't be in a relationship. Because I mean,
Exactly.
makes sense
you
to
want to
me.
do single shit, just be single. Nobody's judging you. Nobody's like trying to say anything about your lifestyle or anything like that. It's just tacky to be doing all of it. Like,
yeah, it is,
be
right?
upset that you opened the relationship and now she found someone else. Like, what are you mad about, bro? Like, what are you upset about?
Like you, like
And on business.
Yeah, I was gonna say, shouldn't you be happy that
Exactly.
like you're doing your thing? It's like which is fascinating to me, because it's just like, shouldn't you be the happier one, because you shouldn't be as stressed because you've moved on with your affair partner, you know?
What
like
I'm saying, they don't know how to stand on business. They be like, open relationship, and then when it's open, oh, it's a problem.
Well, it's like, and it's like it's a classic thing too, because if they did both genuinely want to open it, it would have been a wholly different story.
Completely different. Like, it would not have been, I didn't want to, but he convinced me, or like, he already has somebody. Like, I think there is a healthy way to open up a relationship, but I just don't think most people can do that.
No, and I also feel like most of the time it's like, I feel like you got to do it either early on in the relationship, or you know, I'm assuming at that point, either that or you guys are both at a point in your relationship where you're like, we're both comfortable exploring and doing other things.
Yeah.
Type thing. But
it's
yeah,
crazy.
It's
now
crazy.
I understand why she put like cheating in quotation marks, and I'm like, oh,
yeah,
I'm not gonna excuse this, but it looks like I am.
That's why I was like confused about it too, because when I read the title, I was like, what do you mean by that? Like, what like, because like,
but it makes sense. Like, she obviously feels bad. She obviously is not the same kind of person that her husband is, where her husband doesn't care if he's cheating on her. But obviously, even though he cheated on her and like opened the marriage and like wants to divorce her, she still feels bad about hurting his feelings.
Yeah,
and that's very telling.
It shows the kind of people they are, right? Where
yeah, exactly.
he's clearly a a stupid wombat, and then she is just like, she's very compassionate. So like she's trying not to destroy anything, but
this is what I'm talking about. Ladies, we gotta gather up and start doing some witchcraft or something.
Some witchcraft.
Because this man deserves that fucking receding hairline. Let's clock it.
I'd be like, I should just comment, what's his IG? Is he bald?
Yeah, can you share his Instagram?
Can you just share his hairline, please? What's his That's what you gotta start finding.
Does he have a MySpace?
With those toxic guys, you gotta start finding, like on Valen, you gotta start finding their Facebooks. Message them, mama.
Look, my dream is to be able to be so tech savvy that if someone talks shit to me, I can find their IP address. But I don't know how to do that. That's the dream.
Please. But our next topic. Am I the asshole for refusing to let my sister wear white to my wedding and kicking her out when she showed up in it? That's crazy. So I, 27, female, got married 2 weeks ago and was supposed to be the happiest day of my life. My sister, 31, who I have a very complicated relationship with, decided to test me in the worst way possible. We've never been close. She's always tried to one-up me, even during like family events. It's exhausting, but I figured she'd at least behave at my wedding. Months ago, when I sent out the dress code, I made it very clear, no one wears white but me. It wasn't negotiable. My sister gave me attitude about it, saying I was being insecure and that no one cares about tradition anymore. I told her that whether or not she agreed, she needed to respect it. Mm-hmm. The morning of the wedding, she showed up wearing floor-length lace white dress. It was practically a bridal gown. My heart dropped. I straight up asked her what the hell was she thinking. She said, it's not that white, and besides, no one will care. I told her that if she didn't change, she wasn't welcome. She threw a tantrum about how I was ruining her day and stormed off, telling everyone I was Bridezilla. Some family members told me to let it slide because she's just like that, but I was done. So I told the staff not to let her back in unless she's changed. She never came back, and now she's telling everyone I ruined their relationship for good. My parents are mad, saying I should have ignored her because it's only a dress, but I feel like this was deliberate choice to sabotage my day. My husband agrees with me, but some families are still pissed. Am I the asshole?
She's not the asshole. This is crazy. This is crazy.
That's crazy. I feel like when it's your wedding, it's your like the day is about the bride and the groom.
Exactly.
Like I feel like, you know, like if Bert was getting married and he said, I want you to wear the Borat fucking swim trunks, like, you know, like where it's like the banana thing where like just it's like a Speedo, but it goes over the shoulders.
Toby, if you ever get married, please do not make that request.
Yeah, please
Thank
don't.
you.
But anyways, if he requested me to do that, I would wear it for him because it's his day. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah, it's one of those things, but like it's about the couple, you know, whether whoever's getting married, it's their day. And I feel
I
like
agree.
You know, her sister, I truly do believe that her sister was trying to sabotage.
Yeah, 100%. There's no way. Like you said, a wedding is a special day for a couple, and it takes nothing for someone to just respect that the bride wants to be the only one wearing white. Like, it takes nothing.
Like literally just pick a different dress.
It's just the color. Like, why would you want to upstage your sister? And I also think I hate that she has like family that's mad at her. Because I think people put a lot of like, and I know not everyone agrees with this, but a lot of people put a lot of like emphasis on the fact that someone's family, when at the end of the day, family can be very toxic. They need to have boundaries too, and you can't just cut them off too. Like, sometimes they need to be cut off because they're just not people that you need in your life.
100%.
But because people are so stuck in this like, well, it's family mentality, then you get something like this, where like now her day was ruined. And this is probably all she remembers about her wedding.
100%. She doesn't remember, like, you know, eating the cake with her husband, saying the I do's, you know, like it doesn't take precedence. It's like that's the first thing she thinks of when she thinks of her wedding, and then she thinks of then the good things after that.
Yeah.
Because like it's like anything in life, you always, when you think of memories, the bad things come up first because they had such a much, you know, as even though the happy ones should have a larger impact, the negative ones seem to always just be that much more impactful that they stick with you.
Exactly.
Kimsters in the chat said, I went to a wedding and had to wear a dress I didn't like because I was a bridesmaid, but it wasn't about me, so I was chill about it to make the day for the bride. Makes sense to me.
Exactly, Kim. You're
Like
a real one. Like, it's just astonishing to me that people will go out of their way to like ruin the day for someone for no reason. Whether it's family, friends, whoever, like, I just don't understand it.
Yeah.
I just don't understand why ruin somebody's day for no reason.
Yeah, right. And you know, it's not like, you know, I forgot to put three ice cubes in their drink. It was like, you know, it's a you know, Starbucks, you get over that in like an hour, maybe two.
Mm-hmm.
But a wedding, it's like you don't forget that stuff. And I feel like she'll probably never talk to her sister again, unfortunately. But at the same time, it might be for the better if the relationship was complicated to begin with. Sounds like her sister
I'm a big
has.
believer that you should just like cut people off, even if they're family. If they're being toxic to you, they don't respect you or your boundaries, or they just make your life harder. Like, just cut it off. Life is short, you know.
Exactly. Like
there's no reason to be dealing with that.
Like Kendrick Lamar said, "Cut my Grammy off because she didn't see it how I see it." You know, true story.
Exactly.
So
everyone knows the rules. Everyone knows what weddings are.
Exactly.
Like, I can't even imagine, like, if I was getting married and I invited all my friends, I can't even imagine. I don't even think it would cross the mind of, like, Lisa or Tiff or Turtle or Cam to, like, be like, oh, I'm going to wear white to upstage her. Like, they would never think that.
Crazy, though, right?
Like, that would be insane.
If they just rolled up wearing white, I'd be like, who the fuck's getting married? You or me? Bitch.
They would never do that.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, what?
So 100%, but like that's how you just know they're real ones, though, you know.
Exactly. This is crazy. She's not the asshole.
She's
girl. What the
not
hell?
the asshole.
So many not the assholes today. This is wild.
Am I the asshole for humiliating my sister's fiance at a family gathering after what he did to her?
Chat, you know my take already. Let's hear it. Let's get.
We are.
Let's
I
hear
feel
it.
like
My mic
we
could
already
change.
like. It's funny though. Like I feel like we already know where we're going with this, but like you're right though.
We'll
So
see. Well, mine could change because some of the other ones took me by surprise.
True,
All right.
true.
I'm open. I'm open.
My sister, 28, has been with her fiance, 32, for 3 years. She's always been more reserved, quiet type, while he's loud, extroverted, and sometimes a little over the top. We tolerated him, but recently he crossed a line. A few weeks ago, my sister came to me in tears because her fiance had pranked her in front of his friends by pretending to propose an elaborate setup, only to laugh in her face and say, "Just kidding, babe. You really thought I was serious." His friends all laughed, and while she stood there, humiliated. She didn't break up with him. Oh, wait. I'm assuming he was pretending to propose? Or
Yeah.
I don't really... Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't break up with him, which I think she should have. But she was heartbroken. He later gave her some half-hearted excuse how he actually had a proposal planned soon, and this was just a joke gone wrong. Fast forward to this past weekend, we're at our parents' house. We were having a big family dinner, and he was there acting like nothing happened. While chatting, someone asked when they were going to get married. Before my sister could answer, he smirked and said, "I guess we'll just have to wait and see, huh?" And that was it for me. I smiled sweetly and said, "Oh, like, is this like how she had to wait for that hilarious fake proposal in front of all your friends? That was so funny, right? Let's have a good laugh about it now. Clock it."
Clock it.
The table went dead silent. My sister looked mortified, but my parents had looked pissed at him. He stammered something about being a joke. My dad straight up told him, "That's not a joke, that's cruelty." He left shortly after, and now my sister's mad at me for embarrassing him and making things worse. I told her he's embarrassed and he embarrassed her first and deserved to be called out. My parents are backing me, but my sister says I've ruined things for her. Is her sister the asshole?
Girl, you know damn well she's not the
Yeah.
fucking asshole. If anything, she's the hero of the story.
Like I literally was like, first of all, she's standing up for her sister.
Exactly.
That's like, and also I feel like there's a couple things you never prank. Pregnancies and proposals are two things that you never make a joke about it, because they're such life-changing things. And like they have so much, there's just so much the emotion that comes with both of those things.
Yeah. It's very crazy I don't know, man. I'm a big believer that like if a man makes like jokes towards you, but like in a cruel way, that man does not like you. I'm sorry. Like it's like I've seen videos sometimes of like women doing something like doing a puzzle, right?
Yeah.
And they'll be like finishing the puzzle, and right before they finish, the men just come around and smack that shit off the table, and it just breaks. And I'm like, why do you think that's funny? Like, why do you think it's funny to like crush the joy out of someone that you claim that you love? Like, this is crazy.
It is, right? Because it's like when guys, like I've seen it where guys are like really silly with the girls, and they're like, "Dude, you're so annoying, stop." And then all of a sudden they're like the most reserved guy ever, because they feel like they were starting to open up, and then they got shut down. So it's like, okay,
yeah,
now you're not gonna
doing a fake proposal is
crazy though. Yeah,
absolutely insane. And I'm glad that her sister clocked the tea. I think we need more people that will clock men around other fucking people, because like, even though I feel bad for the sister, because like I'm sure it didn't feel good to have the business out there, but sometimes people gotta clock your shit, because why are you putting up with shit that you don't put up with? Like,
exactly.
That's a good sister. Like, my friends, if I sat there and took some shit from a man that I don't need to be taking, I'm 100% sure that they're gonna clock my ass and be like, "Why the fuck are you putting up with this embarrassing ass shit?" And I'll be like, "Oh my god, you're right. Why am I putting up with this?"
And sometimes, like, as unfortunate it is, like sometimes it takes like a big moment of realization to get there, right? And it's one of those things that like it sucks that you have to have that moment of like embarrassment or like defeat, and like to feel completely disrespected, to like actually have a realization. I had like I've had relationships like that where like I felt like I wasn't respected, and then upon the relationship ending, you really like reflect on that, and you're like, holy fuck, like, yeah, I really I can do, like, there's better out there.
100%.
you know?
Like, if people, like, it's such a weird thing for people to feel like, well, you know, this person was like nice to me once 2 years ago. They bought me flowers once 3 years ago. Like, it's so easy to find like someone that will give you everything that you want and
100%.
more. That there's no reason for you to put up with shit like this. Have someone fake propose to you and then joke about it. You really thought I was serious? Oh my god, babe, you thought I was serious? Why the fuck wouldn't I think you're serious?
Yeah, like for real.
What? And to like humiliate you in front of his friends? It's giving you he just wanted the male validation. Like, why do you have to be embarrassed for his friends to have a good? That's crazy.
That's what I find fascinating, because it's like, I mean, it's the group project that he pulled there was I wasn't a fan of, because I feel like if I'm teasing my significant other, it's always just with her. Like, I'm not,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, I'm not there to embarrass her in front of other people. I'm there to give her a hard time at, like, when I'm just with her, because, you know, because maybe she's being something silly, or maybe she said like a word funny, and then I give her a hard time, or like, or you know, right? Like, but it's not like I ain't sitting there and being like, hey babe, will you psych? That's crazy.
Right. It's just so weird. She's definitely not the asshole. I really hope that her sister just either that man left her or that she left him. I don't know, but this is there's very crazy.
No update or anything. So she should not marry this asshole, even if he asks. Yep. He is cruel and very small man to do that to her. Your sister needs to know she can do so much better. 100%. Walk-in red flag. Exactly. Like, if this is how he's treating her before marriage, imagine at post, you know? So, not the asshole. I honestly,
13 days ago. Damn, Miss Girl, this was so recent.
It's crazy.
During Women's History Month?
Now,
please.
Oh,
I can't.
But this was a few weeks ago, so this was before Women's History Month.
Wow.
But I'm assuming the confrontation
right before Women's History.
Yeah, right before. That's crazy. Right after, crazy.
What, in February, the month of love? Are you joking? What the fuck?
Even worse, dude. Even worse.
Even worse. Even worse. This man is a piece of shit.
But we got time for I think we got time for another one. So let's
do another.
Am I the asshole for leaving my boyfriend after okay, that's like, is that even? I was like, that's crazy.
These are too easy.
These are too easy.
You just want me to talk shit about men.
Okay, hang on, we got another.
And I love it.
We'll come back to this one. Go back to this one. Am I the asshole for embarrassing my husband's coworker for embarrassing me and my husband?
Clock the T.
Clock the T.
Let's get into it.
A few months ago, after many years of trying to conceive, my husband and I had a gorgeous, healthy baby boy. My husband and I are black, which is pertinent to the story. We were over the moon. Family and friends and coworkers had also been excited for us. Right after I delivered, my husband emailed the birth announcement with a photo of our son to everyone in his office. Fast forward a couple weeks ago, my husband came home fuming after his day back at work. One of his coworkers informed that another guy in the office, a new young employee my husband barely knew, had been telling everyone willing to listen to that my husband couldn't be our son's father because that baby is too light to be his, and its hair is too long and straight. That's a white man's baby or an Asian's. Crazy. This guy proceeded to tell everyone what a sucker my husband was, and that his excitement was finally becoming a dad was blinding him to the reality that he had been cheated on and his wife impregnated by another man. Side note, for anyone who's still unaware, in 2025, black babies in general are fairly pale as newborns, and their skin will darken over the first few weeks. Hair changes to a curlier pattern and are usually gradual as well. Our son was no exception, and is now my hub's mini-me. My husband said he immediately confronted and questioned the guy, who completely denied saying anything inappropriate and claimed he only said as a joke the baby was too cute to be my husband's, but others in the office confirmed the first coworker's account. Not only that, the guy had tried to parlay his super perception skills into some weird form of workplace clout. Fortunately, the guy got moved to a different shift that same week, so my husband didn't have to see him again. That is until a company event this past weekend. Families were invited, and we took our son, and who should come up and insert himself into our group as we were chatting with the boss, but the brown noser McMouth. He interrupted our conversation, introduced himself to the boss, shaking his hand. When I realized who he was, my anger came flooding back, and I said, I don't believe we've met, but aren't you the guy that went around telling everyone in the office I must have cheated on my husband with a white or Asian man, and this couldn't be his son? The guy went red and silent. The boss said to him, see me in my office first thing Monday. Walked away. I think someone's fired. My husband said I went too far because it was already over and done with. I said it wasn't done for me until I had my say, and I was the one being defamed, not him. That's crazy.
I love to see it.
Yeah, well, like, first of all, I love, like, part of me, I was like, you know, I don't like the guy's joke, right? Like, don't get me wrong, you can make those jokes usually, but you know, I feel like you really gotta know the guy, and at the same time, you also, like, it's just not really a good place to do it at work when he's spreading it around like a rumor. Which is crazy.
This is absolutely insane. I think everyone should take a note from some of the Reddits today, and we just need to all be a little more petty and a little more like just
a little more,
just clock the tea. Like, you know, if someone does something, just clock it. Like, just be like, oh, weren't you that person that said this and that? Like,
I did, like,
immediately.
I did like
don't
her
let people get
him.
away with shit like this anymore. Like, we really don't need to let people do this anymore. Please. Not the asshole for embarrassing him. If anything,
well,
please.
If anything, is hit the repercussions of his stupid joke, right? It's one of those things.
If anything, he should have paid her for that, for embarrassing him for free.
Well, he didn't even, like, you know, he embarrassed the husband, but he also, like, embarrassed the wife because she dragged, like, her name was getting dragged through the mud, as just, you know, assuming that she's just out there cheating, which is crazy.
Yeah, like, don't talk about other people's partners. Don't talk about other people's babies. Just mind your business and be a good person, because otherwise someone like me is gonna come along and embarrass you in front of everybody. And then what? Now you hate me forever. I know I'm doing a good job when at least 3 men hate me. Okay,
like on a day basis. Or in a weekly basis. Okay.
Weekly basis. I'm pretty sure I'm at 3 already. Okay, just today. And that's fine. Like, that's how I harvest my power.
I'm assuming this is from Valorant.
Just Valorant. Yeah. Anything. Anytime I say men ain't shit, there's at least 3 men that hate me just for that. Like, just for that, and that's amazing to me because I'm so powerful. You know, women are powerful. Fuck the tea.
But anyways, yeah. So I mean, I feel like she was absolutely in the right place to do it. You know,
100%.
Because I feel like I think it was. I don't think there was an issue with her getting upset. Don't get me wrong. Like, unfortunate that it was at a work event. You know, like, I'm sure her husband was like, this, like, you know, but because it was
actually
like,
makes me extra happy.
Oh yeah. Well, the part that makes me happy is the boss saying, "See me Monday."
See me Monday. That's the part.
Like, that shit.
See me Monday. I would have had a good year after that.
That's what I mean. I would have dabbed up the boss type shit.
I would have went and bought a lottery ticket after that, girl. That's crazy.
It's crazy.
Not the asshole.
Not the asshole. Bada bing, bada boom. You know.
We need to stamp this as not the asshole. Approved by Cat.
Approved by Cat. It almost you know, like it's like the Knuckles meme. Approved.
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 If I approved it. It's true.
Yeah. Now, I'm assuming, like, I was gonna say we could do the other one, but we already know what this one is. You know, like, we already know. Cheaters never prosper. You know, like, it's just one of those things.
And I'm allowed to say, because Brayden knows that I'm not talking about him, because
that's right.
He's a real one.
Cat loves me to death. That's the reason why we've been friends for 3 years.
Mm-hmm. What I'm saying.
I'm being told to read it.
Oh, clock it. Let's go.
We'll read it, but we already know what's gonna happen. So, regardless. So, 26 female. I'm I'm going on a trip to London with my sister today. I don't know why I said London like that. I almost wanted, I kind of wanted to go like London, England, baby. Like it was like, I don't know why.
And you did it.
And I did it, right?
We can move on.
I've been staying with her since yesterday because she lives close to the airport. I realized I forgot my passport at my apartment where my boyfriend and I live. And I had to go back to get it, so I did. Naturally, right? That's an important part of traveling. I texted him this morning, let him know I was coming back to get my passport, but he didn't respond. When I got there, he looked really antsy and suspicious. I went into our bedroom and found a woman I don't recognize lying in our bed, fully clothed. And I just went on autopilot, grabbed my passport, told him we're over, and left. Fair enough. Now my boyfriend is blowing up my phone saying the woman was his longtime friend, that she's a lesbian who just needed a place to crash for the night. I don't believe him because she's never mentioned anything about her staying over while I was gone, and the whole situation feels off. He's saying that I'm making a huge mistake, that he's telling the truth, but honestly, I'm really hurt and confused. He's begging for me to hear him out and is apologizing, but this whole situation ain't right. So am I the asshole for leaving him? Should I believe his explanation, or is my gut telling me the truth? We just signed the lease 2 months ago, and I'm literally leaving the country today. This is a horrible, stressful situation. Update. I never posted a real, so am I doing this? I went to London with my sister. I told my ex I wouldn't be speaking to him, and we enjoyed the girls' trip. As soon as I returned to the US, I went and got tested for STIs. Turns out he gave me chlamydia. Oh. I'm being treated for it now, but I'm going to see a gynecologist soon because I'm not sure how long I've had it. I'm asymptomatic. I last tested negative for all STIs in July 2023, right before I started seeing him. He's the only person I've been with since then, so he obviously gave it to me. I'm worried he's had it this entire time, so have I, but I'm trying to not to overthink the cheating/timeline of the chlamydia. I just want to focus on my health, and he's never admitted to the cheating. Still broken up, don't plan on going back to him. Since we signed the brand new lease back in February, we're discussing what to do about the apartment, but she's missing out her sister since. I mean, I feel like she already solved her problem before we even got to the end of the story, if I'm going to be 100% honest.
I guess she just wants the validation that she's not the asshole, which, chat, clocked. She's not the asshole. I stamp on it. And
you don't, you know what's fascinating to Reddit about me, Kat, is like, they always put that in like the title, like, am I the asshole for leaving a cheater? And it's, or like something like that. And it's like, you already know you're not the asshole. You know what I mean?
They want the validation.
They want the validation. And like, it was just one of those things that, like, yeah, like, I feel like it's worse to stay with them if they cheated, at least in a personal thing, because if they cheated before, don't get me wrong, it doesn't mean they're necessarily going to do it again, but I always feel like if they did it and then you're the ones like, no, like, we can work through this, like, they have like that power over you almost. It's like, to me, it's like but even though like they may never do it again, but for whatever reason, it's just like shows that they are in charge as opposed to being a team effort.
It's a lot. I do think that it is possible to like stay in a relationship where someone cheated. I don't know if it's the best. I do think that some people can move on and be okay, but I think it definitely takes a specific type of person, because like you said, I mean, once somebody cheats on you, then how do you really think you're gonna get over it? Are you ever bring it up? Are you never gonna wonder what they're doing?
Yeah, like,
and I guess some people can, but like, it's just crazy, because I feel like these people, like, most of the time they need the validation, because I think a lot of men make women feel like they're crazy, like, oh, you're making me feel like I'm crazy for leaving you over. So, like, I need to seek the validation and understand that I'm not, in fact, crazy, because you aren't crazy. It's just that men want to gaslight you.
In all fairness, sometimes it could be the other way around. But I get what you're saying, though, because, you know, I've seen it on movies, TV shows, and, like, all these things. And it's pretty accurate. Like, you know, when the douchey guys do the douchey guys are good at gaslighting, right? And they're good at making you feel like, how's this? It's not their fault. It's mine. Yeah. But like, I got that from my ex. So I was like, it always felt like I was the problem, and I was like, I'm trying to understand why. But fortunately, I don't get gaslit anymore. So it's fantastic. Period. Right. So yeah, like, don't get me wrong. I feel like it's one of those things, like you said, like how they stress about cheating again. You got to get one of those Milwaukee air tags. So if you don't, you know what I'm talking about?
I think so.
So basically, it's just like a little. It's like a Jeep. It's like a Bluetooth device you can throw. You can put somewhere, and it just always tracks it. So you can just like it's a.
Oh yeah. Now they updated iPhones so that they let you know if you're being tracked.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, there was something about somebody like stalking someone,
Which is
and
great.
She found out through like an AirTag, and like now phones notify you that you're being tracked by an AirTag.
That's great though. That's fantastic because do you know how like scary it is to be stalked? I don't personally, but I've seen enough TV shows, seen enough Criminal Minds. I'm good.
Yep.
Please.
Yeah.
Don't know where I live.
It's crazy out here.
Yeah, like people be crazy in all forms, and but regardless, cheating is never right.
Yeah, cheating is never right. She's not the asshole. She did the right thing by breaking up with him and leaving him.
Absolutely.
And again, another man with a receding hairline. Clock it.
Another man with a receding hairline. Clock it. Oh,
Clock it. You can quote me on that.
I love it. I love it. All right. Now, Kat, whenever
I'm scared.
So whenever we have guests on the show, we play a game. And I try to curate to the best of my ability to them. And I know that well, you can see it. Oh, that's so funny. Yes. So
Chad. Pray for me, Chad.
Pray for you. How the fuck?
Crazy.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. So, Kat, we're gonna play Bay or J Onus Brothers because I know how much you love these people.
This is so fucking funny. I'm so ready.
Okay, so
ready.
The objective of the game is I scroll through thousands of posts between Beyonce and the Jonas Brothers, looking for comments on their posts. Okay. So these are actual comments on the post, but you need to tell me which one is which. Like, you need to tell me what the comment is. If it's from
Beyonce, okay.
Yes.
Okay. This is so fucking funny. All right.
All right. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay.
I'm as ready as I'll ever be.
All right, Kat. So our first one. Kevin, you're such a daddy.
Please. Obviously on the Jonas Brothers.
You wanna lock that in?
Yes.
Kat, it was Beyonce. That was me posting that. I posted that comment. I just wanted to make sure you're on your toes.
Oh my god. You know what's so funny? That I got a notification that you did that.
That's so funny.
I was like, Brayden commented on Beyonce's post, and then I just completely blacked out.
That's so oh my gosh. Could you imagine? That comment is still there on that post.
I know it is. I saw it there, and I was like, why is Brayden commenting on Beyonce's post? What the fuck?
It's crazy. And so,
oh my god.
I just wanted you to know that nothing is safe.
Wow.
There is no obvious answers. I want you.
Chad, another man has deceived me. I can't. His hairline might recede after this.
It might. We're gonna check. It might even out after this one.
We'll check. We'll check. A couple months.
That's right. Our next one. Crying, screaming, throwing up.
Oh my god, this could be anywhere.
It could be either of them, right? Like, and the
57
amount.
weeks ago.
I was scrolling, Kat. Like, I was like, because you don't understand, like, the amount of, like, for both of them, the comments clearly are like, obviously, like, we love Bay, Jonas Brothers, like, run it, like, all these crazy things, and so one of the it was fun.
This is one of the times where I really wish I was good at math because I'm trying to think what was going around. But I'm like, I don't even know if I understand where 57 weeks ago was.
So 57, it's over a year ago, Kat. So it's like, we're talking like probably a year. We're probably like February, maybe January into this timeline.
I'm gonna say Beyonce.
You're gonna say Beyonce? You want to lock that in?
Yeah, I'm locking that in.
Jonas Brothers.
Bruh, I was thinking Jonas Brothers too. I hate my life.
You were so close.
What the fuck was going on 57 weeks ago with the Jonas Brothers? What the heck?
I'm assuming they were performing.
A year ago? Maybe.
'Cause
It's because I was trying to think about it because we just came up on the anniversary for Cowboy Carter. So I'm like, maybe it's Beyonce. I
I
don't
didn't realize it
know.
came out that early in the year.
Yeah, it came out like a year ago. Like a year ago yesterday or something like
Oh,
that.
dang. Okay. Coming out like Brett there with the anniversary stuff. Let's go.
Exposed. Don't ever compare me to a man, please. What the fuck? God. Clock his ass. Make him drink water so he can go piss, girl, because this is crazy.
These are comments from these posts, 100%.
Wow. That is something I would post in a Jonas Brothers.
It is,
Instagram.
right?
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, look at Joe, front and center, bulge
he's
ready.
the only one we can look at. Really? Did you just say balls ready?
No, bulge.
Oh.
Not balls. You know, he's just because Kevin's hiding his, Nick's hiding his. You know, like
the other ones are ugly. Don't get me started.
They're both good looking. They're all good looking guys. You know, I know where Joe stands here, though. You know.
Yeah, 100%. Even though I don't like them right now at all, but still.
Okay. Our next ones. What is vibration and frequency? I know you know.
What is vibration and frequency? I know you know, bro. Yeah. What the fuck?
That's what I'm saying. First of all, the only thing I really wanted to point out, I love Joe's glasses. These are my.
It's Beyonce.
It's Beyonce. Lock it.
It's Beyonce.
You'd be right. It's Beyonce.
It's Beyonce.
It's funny because I didn't even realize the name said Beyonce.
It's the name, and I think she has a song that talks about vibration and frequency. So
okay.
I was like, nah, this has to be Beyonce. This is such a good picture. Oh my god, she's such a slay. What the fuck? I
really like her glasses. Her sunglasses as well. I'd wear that.
I want those sunglasses for the Airbnb. Somebody make this happen for me. Somebody tell me where to get these glasses.
So now, Kat, there's a couple of these in here. What songs are these from? Do you know if this is from Beyonce's lyrics or Jonas Brothers lyrics?
For some strange reason, you're done pleasing me like it's okay. I feel like that sounds so familiar to you. Yeah.
Like a perm that's been left out too long, it starts to burn.
Is this Beyonce?
You want to lock that in?
I'm gonna lock that in.
All right. It's Beyonce. It's Green Light.
I knew it. Bro, that's what I'm saying. I was like, this sounds so familiar because I hear this song every time I gym.
That's crazy. Let's go. Okay.
I love Green Light. Oh my god.
I know. I read that too. Oh, that's so fucking funny.
You know, the sentence that stood up to me was, "You're done pleasing me like it's okay," and I just blacked out in every other sentence.
I blacked out. You're like,
I know that
resonated
sentence.
With it.
Yeah, I love Green Light. They need to play that at the club this year. I'm manifesting so many things for the club this year.
As you should.
Mm-hmm.
This is by Cat Unfiltered. This is the most random thing ever, but I'm obsessed.
This is the most random thing ever, but I'm obsessed. I'm gonna say Beyonce.
Beyonce?
Yeah.
All right, and the answer? Jonas Brothers.
Bruh, these fucking white boys. What the fuck?
Jimmy Fallon.
Who is that? Oh, that's Jimmy Fallon in the middle.
Yeah.
How is that random? Like, why are these people lying in their fucking faces?
I couldn't even tell you.
This isn't random.
Unless they're talking about Joe's pants, because those look really sparkly.
That's not random either. Okay. Nothing about this picture is random at all.
Couldn't tell you.
They'd be lying to their faces.
They'd be lying to their face. That's right.
Literally.
So candid.
Bruh. I remember that Beyonce picture.
Honestly, the thing that's blowing my mind is she's eating spaghetti with fucking fingers. Like, I'm not saying you can't do it, but it just seems like it's so weird. But unless it was going for the photo.
I'm gonna say Jonas Brothers.
Say Jonas Brothers? All right, here we go.
Yeah.
You want to lock that in?
I'm locking it in. I'm cooked.
Jonas Brothers.
Oh, look, Chad. I was like, you know what? Somebody whose name is Madison Taylor Artist might not comment on Instagram, okay? And I'm just gonna be real with you.
There you go. There you go.
That's all I gave it away to be.
And our next one. Better get some antibiotics ASAP.
Ooh. 3 weeks ago.
3 weeks ago.
Ooh. 3 weeks ago. Where was I 3 weeks ago?
Do you think that's real snakeskin on her skirt?
Because she's famous, I want to say yes, but maybe
Okay.
she's like mindful about like animal skin and shit, so maybe not, but it probably is, unfortunately.
Okay. I mean, I'd rock it.
I'm gonna say Beyonce.
Beyonce? Okay. And the answer?
I'm gonna say Beyonce.
Beyonce. She
Clock
knows.
it. Clock the tea.
I don't know who's.
Clock the tea.
I don't know why they want to better get some antibiotics. I don't know if they're putting their prescription out on the internet.
It's the way they spell better. I was like, they're not gonna post that shit on the Jonas Brothers. There's no way.
It's. I love it. I love that you're like deciphering. You're like.
I'm like, there's no way.
Is.
There's just no way.
There's
and
like,
I was right.
It's like all the math equations are like flying at your face, and you're like sitting there
Chad,
like, well, if I carry the B over the T.
And understand that if you think I'm crazy, just know that I'm right. Okay, remember that. Okay, remember that I'm right. Okay.
Whose lyrics are these?
Oh, I think this is the Jonas Brothers.
Think this is Jonas Brothers? And lock that in.
Yeah.
The answer?
I'm scared.
Jonas Brothers. They're from their new song. I've not heard it yet.
I haven't even heard it.
Neither have I.
But I was like, this is some shit that the Jonas Brothers would say.
Absolutely. All right, they're dropping a new album, aren't they?
They're dropping a new album. They're also touring. They're gonna be in DC for my birthday, and I'm pissed the fuck off. Joe Jonas is dropping an album. The Jonas Brothers are dropping an album.
Wait, oh my goodness, that's crazy.
It's a lot.
Do I see them a third time? Question mark.
Bro, I'm so conflicted.
The next one. Definitely, this was not in their bingo card. I want to know what kind of hat this is. I don't know why it's so zoomed in.
I love the makeup. That's what I'm looking at. You see that wing, girl?
I do. It's like she's sneezing, like it accidentally worked, and she's like, "Shit, I gotta do this on the other side now." This girl is serving CUNT. Those are probably real diamonds.
Yeah, 100%.
Like realistically, that's probably like a fucking $100,000 hat or mask.
This is. I think it's for the Jonas Brothers.
Jonas Brothers. All right.
I'm gonna lock it in.
The answer?
Lock it in, chat.
Jonas Brothers.
Yeah, because it says there. You know, we gotta.
They used the wrong. I think they used the. No, they used the right one. I was like, is it supposed to be they are? But it's not. No.
Yeah, I think that's right. Chad, I'm not from here. I can't decide.
It's the right one. Okay. Our next one. We're gonna ignore that this was posted on 9/11? Question mark. Dude, that was 4 days ago.
4 days ago.
Isn't that crazy?
I think this is Jonas Brothers.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
You want to lock that in?
I'm gonna lock it in.
It's Beyonce.
So funny.
It's so crazy, dude. Like I was like,
bro,
huh? Like what do you mean?
That is so fucking funny for no fucking reason.
So funny.
But you know what? I believe it because I'd be like, you just gonna post this on whatever time? Like this is crazy.
It's crazy that she has 9/11 in her username too.
Yeah.
Like you think she goes around and like looks for posts?
I think so.
You know what I mean?
She's trying to start shit.
Yeah.
I stand. What a queen.
That's so funny.
Stir the tea. She's doing it for the plot.
The next one. Nice one, my legend.
Oh, Chad.
What kind of apple do you think that is?
That's one of the fucking.
I think it's like a gala.
Maybe. It looks very red.
It looks very red, right?
Very red. That's like a Whole Foods apple, girl. This sounds like something that somebody will post specifically for Joe Jonas, but it's not. It's Jonas Brothers. So I'm gonna say Beyonce.
Beyonce? All right. And the answer? Beyonce.
Slay Queen. We know she's a legend, girl.
She be out there.
She eating that shit up.
Dude, that necklace is worth more than my net worth. That's crazy.
What I'm trying to serve at the club this year. Take notes, Chad. Take notes. Take notes.
The next.
Oh God. This is Beyonce.
It's for chat for anyone watching, listening to like the VOD. It says, "I don't care what they say. I don't care if they talking tomorrow, cause tonight's the night." Oh.
The O is very Jonas Brothers. No, I'm gonna say Beyonce. It's fine if I'm wrong.
Beyonce. All right, and the answer? It's Beyonce. It's Party featuring J. Cole.
Let's go, Beyonce! You know what?
You served.
I'm so powerful. I stay serving. Don't ever doubt me.
But I see where the OOs might get you though, because that could be like some melodic thing with the brothers, where they just kind of hit the
saying. I don't care what they say, and I don't care if they talking tomorrow. That's very Beyonce.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think.
Bitch don't give a fuck.
I feel like the only time the Jonas Brothers really be talking smack is in solo shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They really be.
And even then, they don't do it right. So
they don't do it good. You know, they go, but you know they're still swooning us like it was yesterday.
Unfortunately.
And Kat, that was the game. So
oh my god, that was so much fun.
You did really good.
Whoa.
So
Chad,
congratulations.
Clap for me, Chad. Oh my god, everybody hold your applause. Oh my god, I get
it. But Kat, I really hope you liked the game and I hope you had fun.
I loved it.
Yeah, you crushed Bay or J Onus brothers. So, and thank you for coming on the show. It was an absolute pleasure.
Of course. Yes. I love being here.
It's always a blast. And like, who would have thought when you jumped in, when we were playing, like when you jumped in chat playing Fortnite, that we'd be here today, you know?
Yeah, chat for context. I found Brayden's stream randomly. I'm gonna say it was probably a Sunday, maybe. It feels right.
That feels right.
I was scrolling through Twitch through the Fortnite category, and something said, "Click on that one," and I said, "Okay." And I clicked on it, and I've been here ever since.
That's right, you know, and I've worked my ways up. Top 5 favorite white boys.
Oh God, that was AI. That wasn't me.
There's a clip of it. It's a real story.
Bruh, 2 years, 9 months.
So we're almost at that.
Like way longer.
We're because we're in 3 months. We're coming up to our anniversary for 3 years, which makes sense.
Celebrate.
We gotta celebrate.
Mm-hmm.
We gotta play some like Fortnite. You know, we'll play Party Animals that day.
Yeah, we'll play Party Animals, and then all the men line up, and I just swing.
Kat, I'll just hand you a firearm. All right.
Yay.
You get 1 bullet though. You gotta pick wisely.
Ooh. Okay, I like that.
I like that, right? You gotta be like.
I like that a lot. I can stir the pot. I like that.
It can't be Wiggles though.
Wiggles.
It can't be him though. He's got too much plot power. He's got to live to 114.
Which was a Sunday. Thank you. See, my intuition is always right.
It's true. Now, Kat,
don't try to fuck with me.
If anyone wants to know where they can find you, where can and do they find you?
You guys can find me everywhere. Instagram, Catwangforce, TikTok, Catwangforce, Twitter is CatW4, and you can find me on Cash App at YanniCat. It's 3 months still, so you should send me $10. The fuck?
The reparations.
YAICAT, bitch. Find me there.
That's so
Thank
funny.
You. I expect to get at least $5 tonight.
Well, I hope you get that, Kat. Forgets like the Twitch part though.
Completely forgets that I stream.
The most important one, yeah.
You can find me on Twitch at Catwangforce. I'll be in there talking shit.
She'll be playing lots of Fortnite, lots of Valorant, and she does mix it up with Party Animals once in a blue moon. And she also you can't do that anymore, but she was doing a lot of she likes to do the ornaments and all that stuff, so when it's like seasonal or like the Valentine's, all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So
I got you, cookies.
But if you guys enjoyed the episode, you can catch it out here on YouTube or at youtube.com/@bcharisma. Holy fuck, I'm really botching this thing. But if you want to watch it live, you can head over to twitch.tv/charisma. I do one every month, and it's a good time to bring my friends and some new people that I've also met, and we have a good time. So if you like hearing the Am I the Asshole stories, I want to hear, your takes while we're live, or your comments below. Do you think otherwise? Do you feel different about it? Why? Tell us why. But don't be a dick. Just say why.
Just say why.
Just say why.
Just get to the point.
Yeah. But if you want to follow me, we're at twitch.tv/charisma, youtube.com/bcharisma. And then, Twitter, Instagram, they're all at bcharisma. TikTok is charisma2 because my last one got hacked and I still have not gotten the account back. And it is criminal to see what they did. And all they did was, I'm just so glad they're not messaging people the N-word, okay? Because that would have been insane.
Gets canceled immediately.
That's what I'm saying. I didn't even do it. That's the crazy part. But either way, thank you guys for watching the episode and I hope you guys enjoy. If you enjoyed, don't forget to subscribe and like the video. And until next time, you guys enjoy.